Okay. Hi, world. Welcome back to Lucidity Time, or welcome. Today I'm sipping on a mushroom tisane, actually. Oh. and I'll be talking about the full moon in Taurus. So, as with every full moon, the sun and the moon are opposite in the sky, and the sun is shining light, illuminating the entire face of the moon that is facing us here on Earth. And this full moon, the moon will be conjunct Uranus, the planet of innovation, as it were. So, before we get too in the head, let's move into the body because this is an earth sign. Taurus is an earth sign. And I really want us to connect with the earth element here. It's so easy to get into our minds about things, and we're going to do plenty of that. But for a minute, just take a couple of breaths with me here. Feeling your body. If you can have your feet on the ground, move my feet onto the ground. Feeling the ground. Feeling the earth. You can even take this outside for a minute and take a few breaths of the air that is touched by the plants. And just feeling that, the simplicity of being, the simplicity of physicality, or the potential simplicity here. So Taurus is grounded. Taurus is simple. Taurus likes things that feel good. And Taurus is all about our personal value system. Now, this is going to be the main highlight of this full moon, or of this podcast, is that this full moon is about your value system and how it's coming into fruition in your life right now. How does your physical reality align with your true values, what you truly value? And the ruler of this full moon is Venus, because Venus is a ruler of Taurus. And Venus is going to be squaring the nodes the day after the full moon, squaring the south and the north node of the moon. As I've talked about a lot, the north node of the moon is in Aries and the south node of the moon is in Libra. So when we're looking at this, it's yet again a square is a challenge or an opportunity, something that actually arises in our life where we get to physically make a decision or to choose the new direction that we're heading in. The square is that challenge point. So squaring that south node in Libra, it's a challenge maybe around what other people value or how other people's opinions have swayed how our life looks or how we're living in alignment with our values. And the north node is the opportunity to choose our self and our sovereignty and our own personal instincts around what we truly value. I'm coming back to the fact that the moon is conjunct Uranus in Taurus is really interesting. Uranus has been moving through Taurus since 2018, and it will move on fully in April of 2026. So things have been shaken up in this area of our life, but this full moon has the potential to really show us where something may need to change, break down, and innovate in the earth area of our life, in our physical surroundings, in our value system, and in whatever area of the chart this is for you, whatever house. Again, this is all being illuminated by the sun in Scorpio. And the sun in Scorpio is or Scorpio in general is the underworld, is that which is beneath the surface. It's power dynamics. And it's our really close relationships are one-on-one relationships that go deep and reveal something to us. It doesn't have to be relationships with a person. It can be relationships with a system or with an institution. It could be a relationship with a very tight-knit group of people. And it also has to do with our the power dynamics that relate to our resources. The Taurus-Scorpio axis is a resource axis. So something that we've been unearthing from the depths is going to reveal to us where something is maybe both blossoming and breaking down. Like it's kind of both. Like take stock of the moment of your life that you're in, of what you've created, what's culminating around our values, because the north node of the moon was in Taurus before it was in Aries. So we've been working with this axis for a while, or we were. And so now it's like, okay, there is some sort of beautiful culmination, but there's still something that needs to change or shift to help bring us into a fuller alignment with living our truth, but living our truth, not just speaking our truth, but having our life, our daily life, and our surroundings, our world, our home, our work, everything reflect where we are in alignment with our values and our truth. So as I mentioned in last week's podcast, Pluto is at the final degree of Capricorn and is going to move on Tuesday into Aquarius. And I bring this up because it's a final degree of the earth sign, loose trine to Uranus and the moon, just by 4 degrees to Uranus. So Pluto also is bringing up some kind of practical action that we're required to take, some kind of loose end that we're needing to tie up, and it could very well be in relationship to this thing that needs to change in order for that vision to be a full reality in our life. And we could be close, we could be far, we're all going to be in some different relationship with living in our true integrity. And I invite us all to really celebrate where we are in integrity in our lives and how far we've come, because we've been working on this. And then to be very soberingly realistic with ourselves around what isn't exactly true for us. What is in our life that we don't really want there, that we don't really want to be doing or living in ways we want to be living. Saturn's stationing direct on the day of this full moon, so there's really good support here for taking those steps that are necessary. And again, with Uranus, this could be kind of intense. There could be some kind of breakdown that happens, some kind of chaos. And it's exact with the moon, just a little bit after the full moon on the same day. But it could also just be an awareness, a kind of a lightning bolt realization. Could be something that you're already aware of. Either way, anyway, there's support. There's support for choosing what's right for us and for taking actionable steps in that direction. Something interesting to reflect on here is that the Moon-Uranus point, Moon's at 24, Uranus 25 degrees of Taurus, is about conjunct where the Uranus-Jupiter conjunction happened back in April on 4/20. It was at 21 degrees of Taurus. So if that was a notable moment for you, how is this relating to that? How is there some kind of evolutionary connection here for what has changed for you in your inner world and in your life? I focused my podcast then a lot around like if the work that we're doing, the way that we're creating or generating abundance and prosperity in our life is in alignment with us and our truth, and therefore really feeling good and generative. So this could be a moment to reflect on that, take stock on how your work is right now, how your means of abundance, prosperity in your life is feeling, especially with that Pluto at the end of Capricorn as well, work in the world. And again, to see if there's any not last forever, but in this realignment process, any last changes that need to happen. If something big and chaotic, something breaks down, something happens, take it as an opportunity. It is happening, I believe, for a reason, even if it's hard, because that really is in the signature of this full moon. So I'll leave it with that. I'll try and keep it simple because, again, Taurus is simplicity. So what needs to fall away for you to really come to your simple, authentic, integral values? What does it feel like to be in that? And if your outer world is not reflecting that, you can meditate with or contemplate that feeling. Just work with feeling that feeling and envisioning what it looks like, what your ideal life could look like. And I'm not saying that this is like we're immediately going to have that ideal life, but really kind of tapping into the feeling, again, physical sign, the earth sign, the feeling. The physical world, yes, but the feeling body is very much present. Again, the sun is in a water sign. Feeling into what it feels like to be in complete integrity in every aspect of your life. I'll add one more note about Venus squaring the nodes, is that Venus is often our feminine relationships or feminine ways of relating. It is our relationship with beauty, aesthetics, justice, balance in our lives. So the thing, the square with the nodes, the choice we may need to make might center around these themes, might center around our relationships, our way of loving, our way of being with art and beauty in the world, or our creative process, or being with justice and finding justice, maybe making a shift into better balance and more justice in our lives. So there's a lot here, but I'm just going to leave it and invite us to take just a couple more breaths, coming back into the body, back into that simplicity, inhaling, feeling your whole body, exhaling, and can surely continue to breathe with yourself as I hop off this microphone, sending you a lot of love in the world, wherever you are, from my heart to yours. Much peace.